Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. So, hope you're doing well. And it's Black History Month, celebrated all over the world, in the United States, in February, in Canada, in Australia, in the Netherlands, in the United Kingdom, and all over the world, in Latin America too. So, today I want to talk about the theme for this year. The theme for this year for Black History Month this year, according to the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, ASAL, it's the Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. So, over the years, ASAL has been responsible for different themes to reflect changes in how African American and people of African descent in the United States view themselves, and the influence of social movements and racial ideologies and aspirations in the Black community. So it's a powerful thing, a theme, for each year. And what is documented on their website goes back as into the 1920s, and ISA exists since 1915. So they already have the teams for the year 2020 and 2022 and 2023. So they have a great vision looking into the future and determining the teams for each year. And the team for this year is really important. When I read it, I was looking at around me, and the topic of representation, Black representation, African American representation in the United States, in the world, globally, in every country, because there are Black people in every country in the world, in every continent. Maybe not in every country yet, but in every continent. And people of African descent or African Americans do hold positions of influence all over the world, and representation has been very important in the Black or African American community and in the African Americans living in the diaspora. So, um, identity and how do we see ourselves, how do we embrace our diversity, and how do we use our identity, our diversity to propel us into greater heights, because this is important as Black people to know that the impact we can make on the world today, it's huge in every aspect of life, in every industry. You can look around you. You can find Black people in every industry today, and not only at middle level, but at management level, and also at we've had Black presidents. We had Black female president in Liberia. We've had first African American president in the United States, Barack Obama. We do have a female vice president of African American and an Asian descent, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. So we have Black people who hold very important positions around the world. And as a Black person, this means a lot to me. I'm raising Black children, and I want my children to understand that the color of your skin doesn't matter. It's what you're made of. What kind of values do you uphold? What kind of personality you have? What kind of character you have? Because character is everything. No matter your aptitudes, if you don't have a great attitude to go with your aptitudes, you stand lacking in wherever you stand challenges, or wherever you you uphold any role of leadership. Because character is what makes us keep going, and it's our strength. And if you don't have a good character, or a character that has a positive look on life and on the impact you have on people and on society, you remain wanting in your leadership role. And when we look at other African Americans who have lived before us, for example, Harriet Tubman, we know the role she played in the freedom of over 600 slaves that she helped rescue from the south to the north up to Canada through the Underground Railroad with the help of Quakers. And we know about Frederick Douglass. We know about the Marcus Garvey. We know about the Malcolm X. We know about, I would say, I would like to talk about authors, because in the writings like Richard Wright, I really did enjoy his work, The Black Boy. Take Toni Morrison, take Alex Haley in his work Roots. There's so much character in the work they portray and in the characters they've created. I'll also like to mention A Night in Miami, directed by One Night in Miami, directed by Regina King. It's an amazing piece of work that I watched lately as part of my journey to understand and celebrate Black History Month this year. It's a wonderful piece of art. Nowhere have I ever seen Malcolm X being portrayed like he was portrayed. And guess what? The dialogue in this movie was so powerful that it captivated me. Like, it's one night, in the life of Sam Cooke, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, as he was called before, and I've forgotten the name of the other guy, the one who played in the NFL, Jim Brown. Okay, so these are huge names from the 1960s when segregation was at its peak, and the impact they played and the role they played and the impact they had on the Black community was something that I don't think has ever been displayed or talked about like it was displayed in One Night in Miami. Kudos to Regina King for that, and amazing work of art. Seeing Malcolm X as that family man, that father, that husband committed, to his faith and to his family and to the role that he was grooming his girls, to live up to. It's an amazing experience for me. When I watched it, I was really touched because never ever, I have watched other movies about Malcolm X, and never has anyone ever portrayed Malcolm X like that loving husband, committed activist to his faith, to the role of fatherhood. And I really was touched, and it's a great thing because with African American fathers not always been there for their families and their children, that was a great piece of work to know that behind the media portrayal of black fathers and husbands and black men, there is the insight, there's still this deep personality of and responsibility that they attach to the roles they play in society, which is amazing for black young men around the world today. To know that you can be black, you own your identity, yeah, because we are created black. That's how God created us, and you still can be a law-abiding citizen, living your life and the purpose God put you on earth to live, and being a great husband, a faithful one, and being an absolute wonderful father who's present even when you're not there, playing your role to be present in your children's life, to give them the guidance that they need, to be having, like, listen to them, guide them, direct them in whatever they want to be. Even when those black figures are not in the homes, there's a difference. It makes a great difference. And to all families, black families and other families who have experienced the love of a dad, the love of a husband, the love of an active male role in a family, you understand what I'm talking about. And when this role player is no longer there, you feel the difference. There's that vacuum, and praying that someday we will not have to experience the lack of black leadership in families anymore. Because I think, it's my opinion, looking around me and looking around the world, it's kind of like hindered the growth for a lot of the younger generation when you don't have a black dad to guide you, to direct you. And kudos to all the black moms who've raised their kids and great leaders today, because the black moms and African American moms around the world, because the African Americans living in other continents, like in Asia, in Africa, in the motherland where I grew up. I have a lot of African Americans, like, went back home to the motherland and raised their kids there. I even know white Americans living in Africa with their kids. We were born in Africa and they've never been to the United States, and they're fine with that. I even know some who speak the local language. Yeah. There is this guy who came to West Africa as a Peace Corps. He came for the first couple of years and he went back. He liked it, and then he came back a couple of years, and after that he started working with one organization, and he's never been to the United States ever after that. He loved it. His kids were born there. He came as a young guy. He's been here over 25 years now, and his kids have never been to the United States. They were born in Africa. They were raised in Africa. And they love it. They speak the local languages. They dress like the locals. They eat. And his wife can cook all the local meals. And when they talk to you about your life and experiences out there, you will be like amazed. Like the way they look at life, it's different than the way we the locals will look at life. One thing I never forgot them saying was life was way cheaper in Africa, and they got more value for their buck. They got more bang for their bucks out there than living in the United States, which brings me back to the concept of globalization. I always have to go back there, like from day one when God created Adam and Eve and created this world, and he said go on, multiply. I don't think he ever put a boundary to where you could go or where you could not go, So the earth is the Lord's and everything within it. So we as humans, black or white, African Americans or African descent or Anglo descent, whichever, the earth is ours. It's up to us where we want to go live, where we think we can have the best of life. Representation. You can, where do you think your representation will make more impact? As a black person, as a black family, as a black boy or girl or woman or man growing up anywhere in the world, where do you think your presence will make more impact for you or for the world or for the lives you want to touch or impact positively? So comment in the comment below, please, and let me know what you think. Let me know your experiences as a black person, as a white person, as an Asian, as a citizen of the world. Where do you think you've made more impact? In what part of the world your life has touched people? Because as citizens of this world, if you are not making any impact on this world, be it on the environment, be it on the work you do, how you impact and touch lives positively, I don't know how you get your fulfillment, maybe from your paycheck, I don't know, maybe from the lives you touch, I don't know, but please comment in the comments below. Let's know how you've touched lives, what impact you've made, what difference you have. How does your representation and your identity and your diversity, how does it impact the work you do? How does it impact the life you live and the environment or community around you? As part of the theme for Black History Month this year, the ACL, the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, has chosen as theme for Black History Month the Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. So let us know in the comments below what impact your representation, your identity as a black person, as a black family, as a black boy, a black girl, as a black woman, as a black professional, as someone who supports black ideologies, black history, African American culture, how has it impacted anyone, any community, any organization, any business, and any community around the world? And for this, I would say let's get to some music, because I always love to listen to black music, you know, and let's try something. This one I've never listened to, but it's still a jazz thing. So I love to listen to music when I read, and I listen to jazz music or when I write, because I'm working on some novels right now. I write picture books. I have 3 picture books published, and I'm working on one for next month. But I'm currently working on 3 novels, so when they're published, I'll let you know. And jazz music helps me to relax and concentrate. Ever since I was in college, I've listened to jazz music to study, to work. Some people might find it strange, but there's just something about jazz music that helps me calm down, that helps me to concentrate, to focus, and to help me get my brain working like never before. comment below if you do have a type of music. I know some people listen to classical music when they work. Jazz music does it for me. So comment below. What kind of music do you listen to when you work? If you do, I know some people like it quiet and calm, but I kind of feel quiet and calm is distracting to me, so I listen to jazz music. Hope you enjoyed the music, and please like and share, and do subscribe. There's a red button on the corner. Please hit subscribe for me. If there's any topic you want me to talk about for Black History Month, you can write it down in the comments below, and I'll research and work on it, and I'll make a video for that. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and for the year 2021, I would just leave you on that note. The theme for Black History Month will be on Black health and wellness. Health and wellness. Just, our health is our wealth. And with a lot of people who've died this year and the last year from COVID-19 and other things, health is important. Wellness too. So, a healthy life is your wealth. And if you're not healthy, it's not good. And if you're not healthy, hopefully you get better as we all get out of this pandemic. So with a lot of people moving into the diaspora, African Americans and Caucasians and Asians, a lot of them have moved to Africa. A lot of Americans have moved to Asia. A lot of Africans have moved to Europe and North America and Australia, Oceania. So it's a global move. Everyone is moving from one area to the next or to the other. So there's a lot of movements around the world, and that's just the concept of globalization, where people find themselves and their skills being needed in one part of the world more than in another part of the world. So here we are. As a Black person, as a Black professional, think about it. If you know your skills are better rewarded in one part of the world than in another part of the world, you might be thinking about moving temporarily, maybe. Or if you think that the worth of your money in one part of the world, you get more bang for your money in another part of the world than in another one, think about it. There are a lot of great reviews for people who've moved. Like recently in 2019, we experienced the 1619 project that encouraged a lot of African Americans to return to the motherland, to experience the motherland, and to connect or bond somehow with their ancestors and go through and experience the movement of the slaves, and experience the journey of the slaves who were taken from Africa through different ports, like in Ghana and in Gore in Senegal and in other parts of Africa. It's like ignited a different like a rebirth or re-acknowledgement of our identity as Black people, and how we see ourselves, how we embrace ourselves, what we come from, what we are made of. Because if you remember, history tells us that back in the days, African had a lot of kingdoms. Yeah, there were not countries, there were kingdoms, and there were so many powerful kingdoms that existed during the slave trade era, when slaves were taken from Africa into the United States. And we come to realize that some of those kings were very powerful. And history has told us about one of the most powerful kingdoms back then in that had its university, like the University of Timbuktu back in the days, owned by the lineage of Mansa Musa, who was the richest king ever in the world, came from Africa. And in that African lineage in West Africa, where most of the slaves came from, you'll find that a lot of the people who were taken as slave come from that lineage of great kings and great ancestry. And knowing that today, and looking at where black people, African Americans, have come from, knowing that they're not made of any great stuff, it is really. And also the movie Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, really epitomize what those big great kingdoms could have been in the future with the technologies they had back then. So I remember the what we learn in history, like the first writings came from the hieroglyphics were written by the Egyptians, and Egyptian civilization. Those came all from Africa back in the days. And African Americans have come from a great lineage of warriors, of kings, of queens, of survivors, and of visionaries. So we are made of great stuff. We just need to put ourselves to test to see how far we can go, to see how much we can do, and how much we can excel. I'm challenging you. What does the next 100 years hold for us, for our children, and for the legacy we want to leave back for those who come after us? Because the 21st century has exploded in every industry, and we are part of this. And how do we harness this for the and and export it into the future for our children and for our descendants? Yeah. So I'm challenging every black man, every black woman, every black girl, every black boy. What are your talents? What are your skills that will make Harriet Tubman be proud today? Because you come from that descent. What are those skills that you're putting to test, putting to work, that you're exploiting, that you're using to make a difference and impact the world today? That Harriet Tubman, that Frederick Douglass, that Marcus Garvey, Carter Woodson, whoever, Freedom Secretary Root, every of those, Martin Luther King, civil rights movement heroes, will be proud of today. If you haven't yet thought about it, I'm putting you to test today. Think about it. Make it happen. Leave your legacy. Because you're made of great stuff. It doesn't matter where you come from. but you come from a lineage of greatness. And if anybody ever told you anything, the strength is not physical, it's spiritual, it's psychological. And you can make it happen for yourself and for generations to come. And you will make your ancestors proud. And you will make your own children super proud of you. In any field, just go ahead and start working on it. If it's not yet in the making, just keep on doing it. Just being great at what you do. And before you know it, you will be surprised. Black representation, Black identity, and diversity. The Black family. The Black family representation, identity, and diversity is the theme for Black History Month this year. According to the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, ASAL, ASAL.org. We'll give you more on that. They have an event coming up on the 28th of February for Black History Month, the Festival Marquee event. You can check on their website, asalh.org, asal.org, and you can participate. Just another way to celebrate Black History Month this year. We are strong, we are resilient, and we live in a great time. The opportunities out there are immense. We gotta take part. We gotta participate. We gotta leave our mark. We gotta leave our legacy. Celebrate your identity. We gotta create and increase Black representation in every aspect, in every industry. Our diversity can only make us stronger. And with that, thank you for listening. And some music, right? Black music has always been appreciated by the world, even in the slavery days. There was one thing, one powerful tool that the Black church used to connect to the Almighty God. Praise and worship through songs in the fields and plantations. And music is like a sweet fragrance of praise to the Almighty God. And the results were huge. Slavery got abolished. The power of music, it's amazing. Very soothing and peaceful. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and leave your comments below. Thank you so much. Take care.